Hello everyone, this is Turin here, and today guys I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live battlecast. In this game we're going to be playing the Dwarves and we are facing off against the Warriors of Chaos. So definitely ready for some chariots. We're going to go with High King Thorgrim. He's pretty big mass, he can't be knocked around easily, so hopefully he'll do well against chariots and other kind of gooning tactics. Aside from that, we do have a standard kitted out runesmith here with pretty much all of the runes except the Master Rune of Grungni over here. We do also have a runesmith which is the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. So we're going to try a bit of a gyro build. We're going to use miners with blasting charges, kind of just to be our frontline armor-piercing troop. And they trade okay with most chaos infantry. I mean, at least they have AP, so they can get through the the armor of the chaos. We do also have the longbeards with great weapons with their charge defense, and they're going to be supported by the grumbling guard. So pretty much what's going to happen this game is I'm going to need to just have a bit of a Helm's Deep type situation. Assuming he even goes chariots, it'd be funny if he just didn't even bother. But regardless, the gyrocopters should be good. Most chaos players, at least from my experience, haven't brought manticores and things like that that would really punish, Dawi Air Force. So I'm hoping to get away with that, but if he does have a single manticore, it's going to be a little bit obnoxious. But I do also have the Ulthar's Raiders. They're pretty good with the mark of Ulthar, so I can mark the chariot and then hopefully gun it down really quick. I'm hoping. That's kind of my plan. But, everything looks good on paper, in the words of the great Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So I don't know if that's the exact quote, but just to kind of paraphrase in a way, that's kind of how it goes. So we're going to put our Grumbling Guard right here to kind of augment our front line, and let's go ahead and put the Ulthar's Raiders right here. We're going to try and keep it high and tight to get as much as we can out of that Book of Grudges. So also we're going to put Thorgrim on one side, and the Runesmith can be kind of supporting that other side. So great. For our charge defense on the flanks, we're going to go ahead and have these groups of the great weapons. So if he does come in hot with some chariots in the back, at least we'll have those guys, and we can potentially brace them or just have them intercept. So Slayers in the back to kind of support the auxiliary runesmith, who's just a Rune of Wrath and Ruin bot. He's ready to go. And let's get our gyros right here. Great. So feeling good so far. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the army size. So pretty small army for me, considering I am using a very gyro heavy build. Granted, I do have the miners to kind of supplement that size. And he does have a small army as well. So I'm expecting a Kolek. I mean, I honestly think Kolek is probably one of the best choices against the Dwarves. I mean, he just has such heavy AP damage, and Dwarves are so hard to crack, especially the Lords. I mean, Thorgrim has 60 melee defense at 120 armor, so you really need some good AP to kind of take him down. So Thorgrim, not Thorgrim, but Kolek's a pretty good choice there. So let's go ahead and fly forward, and he does, of course, have Chaos Chariots. And yeah, so this is literally just as cost-effective, well, I wouldn't say cost-effective per se, but as vanilla of an anti-dwarf army you're going to get. It has a ton of great weapons, 2 chariots, and that's pretty much it with Kolek Sun Eater. So our predictions have been somewhat accurate. So let's go ahead and kind of fly over here. Do we want to try and nuke down his caster? You can actually do that with the gyros here. You can just sit and kind of poke those guys down. So until the chariots advance, maybe we'll just kind of poke him. And I'm not too worried about infantry. I mean, he does have some chosen and mixed in. I think he has chosen. Yeah, he has chosen right here. So we'll kind of poke him here. So we're going to kind of fan these guys out so they don't kind of obstruct one another. That's something that happens very easily with gyrocopters. So you need to kind of engage them in a way that is going to be a little bit more optimal. So they're shooting and missing horribly against this target that's barely moving. But oh, he's actually on foot. So that's partially why. So all right, so we'll just kind of poke him down, see if we can do any work here. And we do have the blasting charges, so those things will look pretty badass flying into some of those chaos troops in the front. So we might actually be able to route this guy. So we're just going to kind of do our best to try and route him off here. And let's pull one group over here and have him start shooting at the chariots on the far side. Although, yeah, let's finish off this guy. He does have the Lore Metal or Transmutational Lead, which is not bad. So if we can route him real quick, I think that would be a really nice kind of gimme for me. So let's go ahead and have these guys start throwing blasting charges. And yeah, we'll just kind of get the charges rolling. So Rune of Wrath and Ruin is also up. So let's go ahead and pop that on these troops here. And good, yeah. So we actually are able to route his wizard, I think. Yeah, good. So we got our value out of that so far, and we're getting some good blasting going on here. And these are just Chaos Marauders. So honestly, the miners are going to probably do a decent job against those guys. So let's go ahead and keep high and tight. We're not going to charge too far out of our way. And let's pull these guys back right now. And although it would be really nice. Yeah, okay, the caster shattered. Great. So now we can pull back. So let's get this Runesmith kind of engaged right here, fighting, and we'll push these guys up. Let's move these guys back here from Lord of the Storm. Hopefully we get out of the way fast enough. I don't know if we're going to, but regardless, we'll do our best. So Thorgrim and the boys, we'll get them going, and we really need to get on those chariots. That's going to be the most important thing by far. So let's get these raiders kind of going here. We'll get these guys braced, and let's move them and get the slayers going after Kolek, and good. So right now we start focusing the chariots down, and let's get these guys turned. They're kind of out of position there, but nonetheless, we should be doing okay for ourselves in the front line. So we're going to pop these different Runes of Wrath and Ruin. We'll get our Rune of Wrath and Ruin bot, send them over here, make sure to get charge there as well. Good. So the chariots here are taking a bit of work. We're going to go ahead and mark them with Ulthar like we had planned and just continue to kind of work those guys down with our gyros. We're going to save the bombs until the fighting becomes a little bit more condensed and kind of really pitched. And man, those Chosen are going down incredibly hard right there. So that's a little bit of a bummer for Chaos. I always want to see Chosen perform, but like they just, I don't know, they're just too expensive for what they really do. So that's actually working pretty well. That mark is in conjunction with the gyrocopter fire. So you might actually start trying to goon my lord. So we're going to kind of path them over there. We want to be checking for runes of Wrath and Ruin, and I think we're doing okay. The miners and some of the flanks have been collapsed a little bit. You can see his chariots here are almost out of commission. So let's go ahead and run these guys over here. And yeah, he smells blood in the water. So the chariot there, let's go ahead and finish them off. Just make sure we can kind of shut them down a little bit. We do have our lord kind of scurrying over here. And where do we have a good pocket of troops? It looks like we do right here. So let's go ahead and pull him kind of over in this direction. Do we have any slayers nearby? Yeah, the slayers need to be chasing Kolek. They can't be messing around wasting time against like armored units. So great. So the gyros have finished that one off. So now we'll go ahead and kind of switch them onto this unit. We do have some bombs. So let's go ahead and fly like right over this group here and get them going. So great. So we'll get them right over the top of those guys. Thorgrim's coming in to help out. And man, we do have Chosen coming into the back, which is really rough. So these guys, we'll go ahead in 3, 2, and 1 and get a nice bomb right on top of those guys. And that was actually really good. So we'll come back across and hopefully we can get another bombing run. So, and do we get that? Yeah, that was actually pretty good. All right, great. So we'll start shooting at Kolek here with these big targets. We do have some isolated Dawi over here, which are fighting, unfortunately. But, hopefully our lords and leadership can kind of like hold out here and we can, pull out some sort of a last stand type situation. But yeah, our runesmith here, unfortunately, is a little bit isolated. So he's probably going to get gooned pretty hard. We'll kind of poke those Chaos Warriors. And does he have any chariots really left? Yeah, he still does have 3 Gorby's chariots. So we'll keep focusing those guys down. We do have some miners on the flank. So what we want to do right now is get them like reunified with Thorgrim. Because if we can get like a bit of a Helm's Deep type situation like I was mentioning before with these miners and some of these different troops, that could be really, really good for us. So we still have, all the gyrocopters, and they're actually, working down those freaking, what's it called? Oh, we're actually right over these guys. Let's just bomb them. Let's just bomb them right now, guys. So we got some nice bombs right there. Let's go ahead and drop another run right here. We'll have these guys focus Kolek, and this guy can focus Kolek as well, and these ones can focus the chariot. So Thorgrim's really low, though. I'm a little bit concerned about the hammer beating that's going to be coming our way. So yeah, I don't know. The gyrocopters maybe cost a little bit too much, and maybe we put too many marbles. Maybe we should have focused Kolek. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can see Thorgrim is he's not a happy camper. So let's get these guys re-engaged here, and you can see that Lord of the Storm timing coming in pretty hot there. But well played my opponent here with the chariots, of course. So we're going to keep running, just kind of trying to intercept with miners. Maybe our gyros can focus down Kolek. If they can, that's going to be a really nice kind of a catch for us here. So man, I love that we're just having to scurry here. It's so haggard. We're pretty much out of troops though, so we'll just get our blasting charges coming here, and unfortunately we might go down to army losses, and it kind of sucks because we still have like those very healthy gyrocopters, but well played. I think part of the strategy worked. I think maybe the miners were just a little bit too low tier to hang with like Chosen and Chaos Warriors, but regardless, we killed the chariots for the most part, and they didn't go insane. So we routed the Chaos Sorcerer, we killed the chariots, and I think that was a good grab for sure. But, we just didn't have the stopping power to deal with his infantry corps. I think something we could have done different is instead of getting the miners, maybe go with like Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. And I think they would have been more resilient because their combat stats are quite a bit better. Their melee defense is like, I think almost 30 or something. So that would have traded, very, very efficiently. But regardless, I like the build. I think it was a decent start to kind of fine-tuning my Dwarf versus Chaos build. And, he did a great job of kind of microing around. And, despite those chariots taking a ton of firepower, he still did pretty good. And he lost his caster right away. So very well played. So guys, let's actually make this a double cast here. So let me go ahead and queue up for another match. Hopefully we can find someone and keep trying to fine-tune the Dawi stuff. But yeah, like I feel pretty confident with like Dwarves against some like Bretonia, Vampire counts, Empire. Like I feel like those matches can go either way. But just against Chaos and Beastmen and these like chariot-centric factions, it's just so incredibly hard to make those guys work. It's just I don't know. The chariots can just run you down, and they take so much of your capital to deal with. Like I had to invest a lot of resources to deal with those guys, but nonetheless, it's fun. I mean, I would consider Chaos my main faction, and like I just feel so confident against the Dwarves. But again, he also played really, really, really well with those guys, and was pretty elusive and powerful with Kolek. So let's go ahead and play. Who do we want to play? I haven't played Empire on here. What are we on? Marbod's Tomb. Let's. Do we want to play Bretonia? Do you want to play the Beastmen? Oh, he's playing Dwarves, so what do we want to play? Man, we could play like Chaos and just kind of see what he decides to do. Or we could do Greenskins for a grudge match. We could do the Empire, but Empire versus Dwarves is kind of just atrocious. Let's do the Beastmen. Yeah, the Beastmen's fun. So we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Instead of going with the degenerate Morker, we're going to get what's his name? Malagor the Dark Omen. It's been so a while I actually forgot his name. So Let's get the Bray Scream. We'll get rid of Mantle of Grok. So we're going to get Savage Dominion and then the 2 more kind of cost-effective abilities. We're going to go with the Bestigor Herds. And guys, in the wise words and kind of a tutelage of Dov Plays, I'm going to be getting the Razorgore Herd. And if you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, Dov Plays actually started a channel of his own. He's been putting up some really good multiplayer games. So go check him out, guys. I'll do my best to remember. Usually I don't post the games until like, 4 or 5 days after I record them, but I'll do my best to put a link in the description below. All right, so we're going to get 2 of these Raiders to be our anti-ranger goon squad. And do I want to get Minotaurs? Do we want the Minotaurs, guys? I know you guys want them. I just have so much more money. Why is that? I guess I don't have Gorbel. So let's get 1 group here. Oh, of course, we have to get 1 chariot. We're not going to be total trolls and get 2, but we'll get 2 harpies. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about that army composition. So let's go ahead and just chevron up these harpies. Why not? And good luck to my opponent. Yeah, let's do it. Dry Rain. I think that's his name, Dry Rain. So yeah, it should be fine. I'm feeling good. But Beastmen are, honestly, if I were to go into a tournament, and guys, I will be playing tournaments probably once Total War Warhammer 2 comes out. Right now, it's a little bit hard. Just because my internet connection is pretty poor. I'm usually, as you guys see, my name of my avatar right now is my actual internet speed. So often, so it's hard. Like I'll disconnect randomly throughout the day, and it's like it would bum me out if I was in a tournament, because they're long over the course of a day. So you need to have like perpetual connection. So, and if we have any inclement weather or things like that, it's tough to kind of get consistency there. But regardless, it doesn't affect the channel really, because I can still play these games, and if I'm playing at night, it's usually totally fine. And on top of that, we can still do community cast, and there's all kinds of good stuff coming. So no stress, guys. But Lady Turin and I will be back streaming probably in September. That's what we're looking at. We're going to make a little bit of a change with our internet situation. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be trying to stream, of course, for Total War Warhammer 2. We want to just go deep and just have like these long, just bomb 4-hour streams of playing Skaven and Dark Elves and all that good stuff for you guys. So stay tuned there. All right, so we're on Marbad's Tomb. This is definitely a fun map. A lot of shenanigans from the forest. It can make for some troll games, that's for sure. But the Dawi are just going to sit in the back like right here. So if anything, it's going to benefit us, I think. So let's go ahead and put our troops over here in the back and just get them lined up and ready to go. So the best scores, they're actually pretty fast, aren't they? How fast are they? 37? Yeah, they're not that fast, I suppose. But let's go ahead and get them lined up here. Do we want to go a little bit more narrow so we can actually fit through this stupid pass here? I think that should be fine. Excuse me. So let's get our Raiders here. We'll get 1 group of Raiders right here, and then we're going to get Malagor the Dark Omen. He actually has some cool abilities, too. If you look, he has Something Wicked Comes This Way, Leadership, the Primal Fury, or he has one that when you cast, it like buffs, yeah, the Unholy Power, where is it? The Bestial Surge. So when you cast, like, everyone on the map gets faster, which I think is really cool. Harpies are to deal gyros. So gyros are, like you saw last game, they're a decent choice against chariots. Like, one of the reasons why I think last game went so south is because I was using miners, and miners just weren't enough of a core. I think I should use Dwarf Warriors. Like they barely cost more, and they would have done pretty well, I think. So put these guys here. We'll put these Baconators. These Baconators can kind of run over here, over in the Shroud, and the Chariot will maybe put like right here, and just maybe take my opponent's attention off of the Baconator. So let's see how it goes. Good luck to him. And his army size is 719 to my 646. So I'm feeling pretty good. Dawi versus Beastmen is really, really tough. Like it's incredibly hard. I think it's just as hard as Chaos, like maybe even harder, because the Beastmen have so many good tools against the Dwarves. One thing that they don't have is, the Bestigors are not as cost effective as Chaos Warriors. So Chaos Warriors have 34 melee attack, so 1 less than Bestigors, and they have 34 melee defense. And their weapon strength is almost as high as the Bestigors, to be honest, and they're just so much more resilient. They can really, really stay and fight. And I really like that my opponent made the Chosen work, even though they, did take a bit of a beating. So, all right, so I'm glad we brought the Harpies. That's for sure. Harpies, again, are going to shut those guys down. So what we do, we see this, we switch Harpies to 4 and 5 to put them in separate control groups, and we're just going to kind of sick them after these gyrocopters right here. So good. The rest of his army, he does have a cannon, organ gun, actually, and I've been seeing so many organ guns. I don't know if there's some trendy business going on, but he does have a Rune Lord as well as a Rune Smith over here. So Rune of Wrath and Rune Bot mixed in with the optimized, fully kitted dude right there. But I mean, that density of troops, I just feel like it's not enough to like deal with what I have. But I really hope he proves me wrong. Like, I'd love to learn something right now and just get wrecked. It would be pretty fun. So he's flying over there. He's probably gonna have to do a bit of a retreat. So what we'll do is we'll just park the Harpies like right here, and we'll park the other one right here, out of the range of the organ gun, preferably. Are we in range? Oh man, that's not good. Yeah, the range on that was farther than I thought. Man, okay. So he's got the moves like Jagger over there. So we're gonna keep kind of popping in here and doing our best to kind of charge in, and the Baconators are gonna be pressuring the flanks pretty aggressively. So he's gonna see those guys relatively soon. So pretty nice shots with him getting those Harpies. They took about, yeah, they lost a few models. Yeah, that one lost 2, that one lost 3. So some good stuff. And he's repositioning now, getting these Longbeards, but he doesn't have AP in the front line. And I feel like that's one of the most common mistakes Dwarves make against Beastmen. They're like, oh, the Beasts don't have armor. It's like, yes, they do. Best scores are very, very heavily armored. Baconators have 50 themselves, so I suppose a little AP there wouldn't hurt either. But we do have 31's magic, so we're going to summon the Cygor probably on top of some of his missiles. That's kind of what I'm looking to do here. And these Baconators, we can go ahead and get them kind of getting in position to go. And they can go ahead and kind of squeeze through here. These Baconators can go and head around the back. And what are the Longbeards here? I don't mind fighting Longbeards against Baconators. That's totally fine with me. So the Harpies can come in now. So let's get these guys going here, these guys going here. And now we can kind of just forget about them, to be honest. And we'll get these guys focusing. Does he have the Rangers or anything? I don't think so. So I will put these guys in group 6 to kind of group them separately, and then we'll do a big kind of A move going forward. So the gyros, where do we want these guys to go? We want them to slam into the miners here, so I think that's going to be where we'll really shine. So he kind of mitigates my charge there with the Baconators, but we just have to be really, really on top of, like, and honestly, Baconators can mess up the gyrocopters pretty bad, so I should just probably leave that there. We're going to summon this fat Cygor right into the middle of those Longbeards, and these Baconators can go ahead and come here, and the one group can kind of go there. So we get a great chariot charge. So let's go ahead and pull this through here, and yeah, everything's going to code so far. So we're just going to kind of keep fighting, and you can see these chariots are going to slam into those guys. And over here, like, the Baconators have pretty good AP value, so they're actually going to get in and you know, massacre those gyrocopters. So a lot of people think that you should use Baconators to kind of deal with, what's it called, or use gyrocopters to countercharge Baconators, but you do not want to be doing that because they do have heavy, like, 40 AP, and it's really tough. So let's actually just go here and shut down his missiles, and here we can do the same thing. Do you want to just rear charge these Longbeards and kind of start to work down that front line? So good. So our chariots are in good shape, so let's go ahead and charge back into these miners, get them rolling, because, you know, sitting static like that is not going to be good. So let's get this guy, and is he, oh, he's trying to goon me with that Rune Lord? Oh, that's funny. So we're going to get Malagor back right now, and do we want to use Traderkin? Probably not, but you can see over here in the flank things are going pretty good for our dudes. But man, these chariots are taking a lot of work. I gotta get these guys out. And we do get these best scores back online, so let's go ahead and charge in here. And come on, get in there. And how are our dudes doing over here? Man, we were able to crumble that line. So let's go ahead and push through here and just kind of ignore those guys. And the Harpies on the other side are just kind of massacring these guys. So yeah, we're just going to push through with most of those. And we can leave one group to fight here. I think that's fine. So we do have a Devolve coming up soon. And where are our missiles? Yeah, we want to focus Slayers. That's where we're going to get the most value out of these, like, cheap units. And look at this, that organ gun just continuing to fight. So let's get these bacon dudes and just kind of push them up and through. Actually, yeah, we can just keep fighting there. So great, let's go ahead and overcast this, and we probably want to go in the front line. And that Cygor, like, he did pretty well for himself, kind of just beating on this Rune Lord, like, for the longest time. So we've been able to compromise the back line pretty efficiently. So let's just kind of keep running through, and yeah, the bacon is strong, guys. So we'll do a bit of a tactical retreat here. And do we have any troops we can bring in auxiliary? So our chariots are actually back. So the chariots, you know, and one thing about, like, I feel like I can deal with the chariots, I can kill them, but I always invest so much, like, capital in killing them. So it's like, even when you do kill them, it's like, there's still so much other stuff running around. It's like, it's hard to really just kind of, you know, make that work. So bacon in the back, let's go ahead and push in and just go after some of these Longbeards. And over here, how are we doing? Okay, so we got Grumbling Guard, all kinds of good stuff, but regardless, I think that's too much. But I liked my opponent's organ gun play. He was able to kind of gun me down a little bit, but he had a pretty good little pocket. But number one, I think he needed more AP in the front line. I mean, you can't rely on miners, as we learned last game for AP. 27 Longbeards, I mean, 27 kills. I mean, 8-7, that's so bad for that cost. And they just got massacred by the best scores. He did a really good job shutting down the chariot. I really like that. But also charging your gyros into those Razor Gores, they have like 45, and they don't work like chariots. They're a sustained combat unit, so they're like Black Orcs. The chariot charges in, does its damage, and then it's pretty much useless if you leave it there. But Razor Gores are meant for, like, just hammering away. So they're able to sit and just eat those gyrocopters for breakfast. But regardless, very well played to my opponent, Dry Rain. Look forward to seeing you again on ladder, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that dual cast. And definitely got some more content coming soon.